What's up, guys? DLE Kamel here with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 World character review. Here with the final release date character, Silvio Sawatari. If you guys do not know how to unlock Silvio Sawatari, that is because his unlock condition is not listed within Duel Links. The only way to unlock or get access to Silvio Sawatari's unlock missions is to accumulate 500,000 duel assessment across all of Arc 5 World. How do you do that? Basically, every time you beat a duelist, like a standard duelist or a legendary duelist or a PvP duelist, the little number that comes up in the duel afterwards where you get the little chests that give you rewards, that is your duel assessment. So if you're just regularly dueling, you may get around 3,000 to 4,000 every duel, and you have to get a total of 500,000 in Arc 5 World only. That means any duels that you play on a character that is not from Arc 5 will not count. So if you're playing a regular deck, this is going to take you about, I'd say, 120 to 140 wins in Arc 5 World to get the unlock missions for this. Of course, you can use a farm deck to get 8,000 points every duel. However, I feel that the best way to do this is just to play as many duels as quickly as possible that you can and get that 3,000 to 4,000 duel assessment. You can level up some other characters in Arc 5 while you do it, complete some stage missions. The more duels you complete in the time in which you are ranking up your stages, the faster you will unlock Sawatari. That is all. One other tip: do not use your �2 and ×3 duelists. Do make sure you're doing ×1 so you get the maximum amount of duelists, standard duelists, out of each dual orb usage. All right. Now that got out of the way how to unlock him efficiently, let's get on to Sawatari's skills and level up rewards.
No problem. Leave it to Silvio to save the day.
Alright, pompous and proud, Silvio considers himself one of the elite, and it's easy to see why. Not only does he attend the top-ranked Leo Institute of Dueling, his father is a heavyweight on the city council who's on the fast track to becoming the next mayor. But despite all his bluster, you shouldn't underestimate him. He's a skilled duelist who expertly wields Yosenju and Abyss Actor monsters. After dueling against Yuya, Silvio learns to love dual aiming, which is perfect for a duelist who wants to bask in the spotlight. Alright, so let's go over his level up rewards first, and then we're going to go over his skills from top to bottom. Okay, first off, this is our first new Yosenju card, Yosenju Shinshu R. This is a pendulum monster. Its pendulum effect reads: when it is in a pendulum zone, once per turn, if you have a Yosenju card in your other pendulum zone, you can make this card's pendulum scale become 11 until the end of this turn. Also, you can now special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except Yosenjus. Alright, so this is just so that you, no matter which Yosenjus that you have in your hand, if you have 2 Yosenjus in your pendulum zones, you'll be able to summon any Yosenju that you want, because not all of the Yosenjus let you chain summon all of them, only certain ones do, the Kamas. So if you start off with like an Inza and like a Tsuchikage or something like that and you're unable to chain summon, you will still be able to with the pendulum summon, because this will make your other pendulum zone monster a scale 11, which will let you summon any Yosenju, including Oyam, which it's level 10, I believe. So yeah, pretty nice as one of your scales. And then it's a regular effect when it's in the monster zone. If this card is normal summon, change it to defense position. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target face up Yosenju monsters for attacks, except this one. Okay, mediocre effect. It's a 2100 defense monster, but this is, I guess, this is one of his anime cards that he uses. It's the basic Yosenju Gate pendulum. There is another one that goes with it that is also in his level up, so we'll be reading that as well. So let's go over to his other level ups. And guys, again, I really do not like that Konami is doing this, giving us event rewards in character level ups. The Monarchs Awaken, Silvio uses Monarchs at one point in the anime, so that is why, like, he has some Monarch cards splashed throughout, and there are some Monarch cards in the new box. So really terrible. It's a cop-out on their part to add some better cards, but whatever. The Monarchs Awaken, it's in the game already. Next, we have our next card that we're going to be getting a playset of Abyss Actor, Funky Comedian. This is a level 1 Pendulum, scale 8. Once per turn, you contribute one Abyss Actor monster, then target one Abyss Actor monster you control. It gains attack equal to the original attack of the attributed monster. Abyss Actors, I do not think that they are proven to be a competent pendulum archetype or even a competent pendulum engine, so I guess these are just whatever for now. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can make this card gain 300 for each Abyss Actor monster you currently control. Until the end of this turn, you can target one other Abyss Actor monster you control. It gains attack equal to the card's current attack. Until the end of this turn, this card cannot attack. This card cannot attack the turn this effect is activated. You can only use it once per turn. Alright, so you can gain a total of 900, putting it at 1200. And then you can make another monster gain 1200. Excuse me, yes, because it will become 1200. So that's it. Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. It's not even once per either player's turn. It's on your turn, dude. Oh my god, terrible. Terrible, but it's a scale 8. It's a high scale, so they had to give it to us if you want to play Abyss Actors. Alright, next, another Shinshu R, Monarchs Awaken, Funky Comedian, Mayosenju Hitan. So it's level 21, I believe, is what they're using for the unique level of rewards for all of these R5 characters. So this is one of your other Yosenju pendulum monsters, and its pendulum effect reads, this is a level 10 scale 3 pendulum monster, so it can be brought out with the effect of your Yosenju R. If you have another Yosenju card in your pendulum scale, you'll be able to bring this out. You can target one Yosenju card in your pendulum zone for the rest of this turn. Its pendulum scale becomes 11, so use it on the other one. You cannot special summon except Yosenju during your end phase. Return this card to your hand. Alright, and once per turn. Then it's Monster Zone effect. Cannot be special summoned except by pendulum summon. If this card... cannot be special summoned except by pendulum summon, but it can be normal summoned regularly. Alright. If this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Each time a card on the field is returned to the hand or main deck by your card effect, while this card is on the field, all Yosenju monsters you currently control gain 500 attack. Once per turn during the end phase. If this card was special summoned this turn, return it to the hand. Alright, so I really like this card. It's some easily spammable removal that, however, it does target. There's not many archetypes that prevent targeting except for Lunalights right now. However, this effect is very powerful and it's very repeatably usable. This card's going to return to your hand, so you can pendulum summon it freely from the hand. It will not be going to the extra deck as normal pendulum monsters do when they leave the field. It'll be going back to your hand like any regular Yosenju monster, which is very nice. And your Yosenjus gain 500 every time a card on the field is returned to the hand. This will proc off of its own effect. It'll proc off of Yosenju Combo 1's effect. It'll proc off of Yosenju Sword Slash's effect. Always buffing your Yosenju monsters. This is why I think Yosenjus are looking to be one of the top pendulum decks. They've got a card like this, albeit we do have it at 1. So you will have to be searching it via other means. We only have 1 copy of this card. We do not have 3 of it. Very powerful card. Probably the best level up reward in all of Arc 5 World by far. Alright, moving on. Another Yosenju Shinshu. And that's all we got for level up rewards. So we have 2 Yosenju Pendulum monsters, Yosenju Shinshu R, and our Mayosenju Hitan. There's also one in the main box, Yosenju Daibek. But, just for the sake of this video, we're going over what Sawatari comes with on his own. Let's not worry about the box, Alright. So we'll start from the top and we'll work our way down. Attack Burst. This is a farm skill, can only be used up until your 3rd turn. So on your turn 1 or your turn 2, and only once. Select one monster you control, it gains 500 attack. At the end of the turn, this monster's attack will become 0. Gong Strong had the defense version of this, and this skill is like, it's totally crap, dude. I personally do not see any situation in which you will really want to use this. Maybe if you econ take a monster and you want to use this effect on it, and then the monster's attack becomes 0 after it, like, dude, I don't know. Let me know what you think these burst skills will be used for in the comments. Next, blowing up Yosen. Select one Yosen training grounds you control and place Yosen counters on equal to the number of Yosenju monsters on your field. This skill can only be used once per duel. In addition, add a pendulum zone to your field if you begin the duel with at least 9 Yosenju monsters. Alright, so Yosen training grounds. This is a continuous spell that gets you Yosen counters every time you summon Yosenjus. So let's say you get 3 counters, which is the maximum number. If you have 3 face-up Yosenjus, you get to add a Yosenju from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and if you have 1 counter, all Yosenjus gain 300 until the end of the turn. So it is a search if you control 3 Yosenjus. Not very effective. If you have 3 Yosenjus on the field, you should be winning the duel. Now that we have my Yosenju Hita, you should be winning the duel if you have 3 Yosenjus on the field. Alright. Neo New Silvio. At the beginning of the duel, add 1 Yosenju Shinshu L and 1 Yosenju Shinshu R to the bottom of your deck. In addition, the following effects can be used once per duel. After your life points decrease by 2,000, return 1 Yosenju card in your hand to your deck and add 1 Yosenju Orochi Channeling to your hand from outside of your deck. This can only be used to begin the duel with a deck that contains 9 Yosenju cards. So Yosenju Shinshu L. Let's look at this bad boy. This is a level 4, scale 3 pendulum. If a Yosenju monster you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy this card instead while it's in the pendulum zone. And its monster effect. If this card is normal summoned, change it to defense position. Your opponent cannot target Yosenju monsters you control with card effects except this one. So this is the more effective protection card, I do believe. However, I think it is skill locked. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to check after we talk about this skill, matter of fact. So it adds these cards to the bottom of the deck, so you'll have to search them somehow. And then if your life points do decrease by 2,000, which means you take a Destiny Draw hit, you will add Yosenju Orochi channeling from outside of your deck. And this has 2 effects. If you control no monsters, so you must control no monsters in order to activate this effect, on top of you already taking the 2,000, which you probably do have no monsters if you took 2,000 damage. And this says you cannot special summon except for Yosenjus, and you get to choose an effect. Add 1 level 5 or higher Yosenju monster from your deck to your hand, or place 1 Yosenju Shinshu L and Yosenju Shinshu R from your deck in your pendulum zones, and then destroy them. So you either prep yourself for a pendulum summon, or you get to add something like your My Yosenju Hitat or your Yosenju Daibak, which is in the box, the really high level monsters, or an Oyam to your hand. And yeah, I guess you utilize them from there. So you have to choose which you want to do. Do you want a pendulum summon, or do you want to add a high level monster to your hand if you are already able to pendulum summon? So this skill does save you. I think this is one of his better skills, to be honest, although it does not really help you until you take the 2,000 damage. Having 1 Yosenju Shinshu L is okay as long as you're able to get to your Yosenju search cards very quickly. You won't be searching this with a card like Tenki because it's a rock. It's not a beast warrior like the actual Yosenju monsters, so yeah, it's going to be sitting in your deck until you actually take the 2,000 damage to bring it out with Orochi channeling. So this is one of his better skills, so looking forward to that. That one is very interesting. Alright, Neo Silvio. Can be used once per duel if you control a monster that was tribute summoned. Change 1 spell trap card in your hand to a different card. I do not like this. Any spell trap card you have in your hand should be busted anyway, or you shouldn't be playing it. Frost Blast of the Monarchs. Okay, so it changes it to the Monarch cards. If you control a monster with 2,400, if you control a Monarchs, target 1 set card in the field, destroy it. You can banish it and target a monarch card in your graveyard, and then target a set card, destroy it. Banish this card and 1 monarch spell trap card in your graveyard, and then target a set card and destroy it. And then the Monarch's Awaken, the same one they give you from the level up rewards. If you have no cards in your extra deck, target 1 face up tribute summon monster control, its effects are negated. It is also unaffected by this. Yeah, crap. Don't do it, guys. Pendulum Booster. If you have 2 cards in your pendulum zones during your turn only, the attack of all your monsters are increased by 50, multiplied by the number of highest pendulum scale of pendulum monster cards in your pendulum zones. All right. So if you do 1200 times 50, you get 600. So the highest you can get is 600, but off of Yosenju's, right? You're making your highest scale 11. So 11 times 50 is what, 550? So you're getting 550. So all your monsters will get a 550 boost if you have Yosenju Shinshu R and another Yosenju Pendulum in your pendulum zone. 550 boosts all your characters, and is it... It seems like it is not an activatable skill. It may be one of these always active skills, like it may activate at the beginning of the duel, and then you just have it active at all times. While you do have 2 cards in your pendulum zone. During your turn only, the attack of all monsters are increased. Of all your monsters are increased by 50 multiplied by the times of the highest pendulum scale. Yeah, so you are getting that 550 boost during your turn while you have a scale 11 in your pendulum zone. This too, if pendulum summoning with Yosenju's becomes so easy that you do not really need to, you know, have out to, if you don't have to search the certain pendulum monster that you want, this is not a bad skill. 550 boost, that's insane during your turn at all times while you do have your pendulum zones filled. That is pretty good. I would not shy away from that. 550 boost at all times. Although at the end of the day, some consistency skills will probably be better. We'll see though. Pendulum Draft can be used when your life points decrease by 2,000. This skill can only be used once per duel. Add 1 face-up pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand until the end of the next turn. You cannot summon the card added to your hand by this skill or cards with the same name except by pendulum summoning, and you cannot activate their effects. Ugh, so that's weird. So this is basically a out if your Mayo Senju Hitat gets destroyed and you need to bring it back somehow, but you're not bringing it back by pendulum summoning regularly. You just, if you don't have the means to pendulum summon but you need to, and this was destroyed, you bring it back so you can use it for a pendulum summon, but you have to take Destiny Draw level damage in order to activate this skill. So the cost is way too hefty. You know, if you need to bring back your one of, it's probably more likely that you will be taking in 2,000 damage to search your one of instead. Again, it does have its own unique effect. It's its own unique time to be used. I feel like a lot of these pendulum skills, they're giving them these Destiny Draw these costs to affect what you cannot normally do via the rules of pendulum summoning in Duel Links, which is okay. That's how they've kind of approached each of these other summoning mechanics, but the pendulum ones seem very ineffective, and they are kind of assuming that there's pendulum monsters in the game that are so good that you want to be able to bring them back from your extra deck at any time, and we simply do not have pendulum monsters that are that effective. The Yosenju ones honestly do seem like the ones that you would want to use these kinds of effects on the most. That's why Sawatari has all these skills. But we're just gonna see, you know, an effect like this that, you know, returns one of your big plays to your hand is a good effect, but is it as good as being able to, you know, have something like this at any time, or using a Destiny Draw effect or Destiny Draw itself to just add it to your hand? We will see. Pendulum Extra Charge. Can be used when you have 2 cards in your pendulum zones. Select one of them and add it face up to its original owner's deck. You cannot special summon any monsters other than pendulum summon the turn to activate this card's effect. Select one of your pendulum cards and add it to your original player's deck. Again, if you want to free up a zone because you drew a better pendulum monster, you use this, a unique skill effect that I believe is not useful enough in the game. It doesn't give you extra pendulum zones. A skill like this, straight up, it should give you extra pendulum zones for using it. It doesn't. That is why the skill is not good. Sorry. All right. Superstar of Abyss Actor. I believe this is the starter skill. At the beginning of the duel, add 1 Abyss Actor Superstar and 1 Abyss Script Opening Ceremony to your deck. Can be used once per duel if your extra deck contains 3 or more face-up Abyss Actor monsters, including 1 or more Abyss Actor Superstar. Add 1 Abyss Actor Superstar to your hand from your deck or extra deck, then return 1 card in your hand to your deck. In addition, it adds pendulum zones if you contain 9 or more dark pendulums. Okay. So, this skill still does not get you the added monster, and it doesn't get you a way to have it instantly either. So all of these skills, they're kind of approaching them differently than they do normal boss monster skills. They want you to play and experience your deck at least for a few turns to the point where you are able to activate the cost. In this case, you have to have 3 or more face-up Abyss Actors on your extra deck, which means you would have had to have 3 pendulum monsters destroyed or used or sent away, sent to the graveyard, but then they would go to the extra deck instead already. So you have to understand, by whatever means that you have them sent to the graveyard, you would have had to have them sent already in order to activate the card's effect, which adds an Abyss Actor Superstar, this card, from your deck or your extra deck already. So you may have already have drawn this card, but now you can add it back to your hand. These skills are kind of weird, man. They only kind of reward you if you draw into your strategy, if you open into your strategy, if you're already seeing it already. They don't really help you get it out. These New World skills, probably some of the bonus is you getting the extra pendulum zone, especially with this one. So Superstar says, once per turn you contribute 1 Abyss Actor monster, then target 1 Abyss Script spell card in your graveyard, add it to your hand, and yeah, you get an Abyss spell. If that's the pendulum effect, we'll read the one that they give us right after. What is normal special summon? Your opponent's spell and traps cannot be activated. That includes when it's pendulum summoned. Once per turn, you can set 1 Abyss Script spell card directly from your deck, but it's sent to the graveyard. And with these spells, you should be able to just flip them up as soon as you set them, or let them be sent to the graveyard. So, when this card is special summoned, will that protect all of your pendulum summoned monsters right then from having effects activated for them, or just this card? Let me know in the comments. I don't want to say anything. This card could be really good if that's the case. Let's move on to Abyss Script Opening Ceremony. Gain 500 LP for each Abyss monster you control. If this set card and its owner's control is destroyed by the opponent's card effect, and you have a face-up Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in your extra deck, you can draw until you have 5 cards. That will never happen. People will know when you set this card because you'll activate the skill, and yeah, that will not happen. You'll add this card to your hand with Superstar's effect. That won't happen. And sent to the graveyard when this control is destroyed. So Cosmic Cyclone won't work. It has to be destroyed. MST. You can set this card sneakily, and you will be able to draw until you have 5 cards. That's going to be nuts if that goes off. Sawatari also has Swing into Action Pendulum Summon. Silvio show-stopping performance. I want to get through these guys so I can tell you the ones I think are good at the end. Can be used when your life points decrease by 1500. This skill can only be used once per duel. Instead of conducting a normal draw, add an Abyss Actor or your Senju monster of your choice. Whoa. In addition, add up pendulums on your field if you begin the deck that has 9 or more Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters or Yosenju monsters. Okay, so this skill does sound pretty good. It is a light Destiny draw, 1500, once per duel, and it lets you draw an Abyss Actor or Yosenju monster of your choice from within your deck. So this is a great way to get your one of Yosenju Hitat, my Yosenju Hitat. 1500 life points if you mitigate the direct attack damage that you get while playing Yosenjus using your traps, hand traps. You can easily take a 1500 damage attack from your opponent, or you can decide to play Cosmic Cyclone or Herald of the Abyss, any life point proc card that will serve you well, and play that to proc this skill. Okay, this is the best Yosenju skill. It has to be. 1500, you get any Yosenju. You get 4 cards. Yosenjus are drawn. They're searching all duel long. And you get extra pendulum zones. You're going to have the extra back row slots. You can afford to play more back row. This skill really opens up Yosenjus to be able to play the way that they do now in the meta and take advantage of pendulum. You got to get this skill. It is a drop skill, unfortunately, but you got to get it, dude. This is the best. This is the skill that is going to let you play Yosenjus with pendulums, hands down. 1500, you draw any Abyss Actor or any Yosenju. Man, that is going to be absolutely nuts. Unlock the skill with Sawatari. You gotta. Alright, waiting for Abyss Actors. This is his last skill. Add the 2 Abyss Actor monsters in your hand to your extra deck face up. This skill can only be used once per duel. In addition, add a pendulum zone to your field if you begin the duel with a deck that's 9 or more dark pendulums. Now, it will be noted that we don't have Superstar in the game. He wasn't in the new box. So we'll have him when he comes out in a box along with some more Abyss Actors. So it'll make some of his skills a little more usable. But I believe, hands down, the best skill for Silvio Sawatari is Silvio's Show-Stopping Performance. This is a drop skill, so you will have to use skill chips or unlock it by dueling Legendary Duelists or in PvP duels. Other than that, the interesting skills that I saw were not Pendulum Extra Charge, Pendulum Draft. That is pretty interesting if you want to return pendulums. Pendulum Booster, plus 550 boost during your turn at all times. That is pretty nice. No other attack boost like it. And that is it, really. Oh, Neo New Silvio. Yosenju Orochi channeling surely is not as good as any Yosenju you want at any time, but it is good for a last chance, no other options play. It gets you both your Yosenju gate cards in order to use as the pendulum scales. So that's what I think about Silvio Sawatari. This character has the most potential on the release of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 Pendulum World, by far, bringing a previous meta deck to the Pendulum era with Silvio's Show-Stopping Performance. This is the skill that's going to do it, man. Once more people unlock the skill, more people try out Yosenjus, I believe this is going to be the first meta Pendulum deck, actually. So that's it for me, guys. Let me know what you think about Yosenjus, what you think about Silvio Sawatari, and what you think of all the Arc 5 characters as a whole now that we've gone over and reviewed all of them. Peace out, and I'll see you with more Arc 5 stuff later in the week. Peace out.